Good day, class. Today I'm here to teach you about India, as well as how their fossil fuel emissions are greatly affecting the carbon cycle. To start off, based upon USA Today, India is a leader in carbon dioxide emissions, as they're ranked third globally in countries responsible for carbon dioxide emissions. India having a wide variety of climatic regions, ranging from tropical temperatures in the south to temperate and alpine temperatures in the northern areas of the Himalayas. In elevated regions, the climate has the tendency to have substantial snowfall during the winter. Thus being said, India's climate is strongly influenced by the Himalayas and the Thar Desert. In terms of how India's government is tackling its rising carbon emissions, based upon www.edf.org, which stands for the Environmental Defense Fund, India has partnered with the Fair Climate Network, also known as the FCN, and have started to implement communities with stoves that use less fossil fuels. They've also started providing solar-powered lighting for cities, and in addition, they're starting to promote the use of scientifically and economically climate-smart technologies that use less while improving the environment. Now, based upon the World Resource Institute, 80% of India's energy production is generated from fossil fuels. In terms of how much fossil fuels India emits, based upon USA Today, India emits 2,466,000,000 metric tons. In terms of the evidence of recent climate change in India, based upon livemint.com, this is present as floods are more common due to rising sea levels, which are ultimately caused by rising temperatures from climate change. To add to such, there are many effects climate change has caused to nearing societies. A prime example of such would be the lessening of air quality due to the burning of fossil fuels. Now, when discussing how India's climate is predicted to change, based upon downtoearth.org, the rising temperatures are and have been increasing poverty, fueling drought, as well as creating food and water shortages. Thus meaning the people of India are being approached with an unwanted series of unfortunate events and should take action to counter these factors as soon as possible. In terms of how these negative impacts will vary across India's regions, individuals living in heavily populated areas such as Delhi are more likely to be directly impacted as compared to more rural areas such as Majuli. The reason for how distinguishing societal characteristics influence climate change is that areas that are more populated require and use more fossil fuels than areas that are less populated. And what influences a city to be more populated or less populated is based upon the environment surrounding. In other words, cities that are in colder environments have less people and use less fossil fuels, whereas warmer regions have more people and higher rates of fossil fuel usage. Now, knowing it's crucial, India finds ways to mitigate and adapt to their rising fossil fuel emissions. Likewise to what I said before, India's government has partnered with the Fair Climate Network to start implementing communities with stoves that use less fossil fuels, provide cities with solar power lighting, as well as promoting the use of scientific and economically proven smart technologies that use less and improve the environment. This is dire for the fate of India's current and future changes, as lessening their carbon emissions is a serious goal for the people and the environment. In addition, distinguishing characteristics of the societies present influence climate adaptation decisions, as the society's environmental conditions determine what actions are needed for that area. This is present as societies in alpine areas need methods that mitigate oven fossil fuel output, whereas areas in the south responsible for agriculture are in need of methods that provide climate-friendly ways to farm. Thus being said, in conclusion, I believe it's safe to say with India being ranked third in the global carbon emissions, India is in a dire need for practices that produce more, yet use less. Thus being said, for those that can find ways to reduce carbon emissions while producing economic growth, do it. Because the environment and the individuals it holsters are in need of a better world. Thank you.